bro to bro, you need to date as many women as possible. And no, before you start moaning in the comments about not wanting to deal with a bunch of girls and have sex with a bunch of girls, that is not what I mean. That is not what I mean. And by the way, I don't judge if that is what you want to do. If you want to go on a rampage and be a hoe and whatever, go ahead, do it. By all means, be my guest. I think we all kind of need to go through that phase for the most part. Most men do, but no judgment if that is what you want to do. But what I actually mean is, I mean to simply go out there and just meet, talk to, and date and go on like adventures with as many women as you possibly can. No, this doesn't mean you have to. It doesn't mean you have to lead her to the bed. It doesn't mean you have to participate in sexual intercourse with her. You don't have to do all any of that. So what I mean is, you need to be comfortable around being around women. And the reason why you need to do this, and look, the reason why you need to date as many girls as you possibly can before you commit to one girl for the rest of your life is because you need to understand female nature. You need to understand the nature of women and the essence of women before you get into a really, really long term relationship like that. You want to make sure that if you're going to commit to one girl, then you got to make sure that you understand how to navigate the dynamics of that relationship. And you only know how to do that if you have experience with many women. Okay, so I mean, you might be thinking right now, men, I don't want to date. I don't want a bunch of chicks. I want to see a bunch of girls. I just want to focus on one girl. Well, first of all, there's a lot that's wrong with that. Usually if you're saying that you have one itis for a girl, and I can almost guarantee that you're going to go down a path where you're going to be disappointed because she as as much as she tells you she wants to be the only one girl, what she doesn't tell you is that she doesn't want a man that no other woman wants. Okay, so that's a very, very key aspect of that you need to always, always keep in mind. Now, I understand you want to focus on one girl. I get why you would want to do that, but you should not do that before you're actually ready. And that's the issue, is that so many guys are committing to one girl before they're actually ready, before they actually understand women, before they actually understand the nature of women. And this is why you see so many relationships fail. This is why you see so many women completely unsatisfied in their relationships. It's because they're not in a relationship with a man. They're not in a relationship with a guy that just quote unquote gets it. And a woman, all she wants to do is be with a guy who gets it. You know, she wants to be with a guy who just gets it. And I get it. I get it can be frustrating. Why can't these girls just tell us directly what they want? Why can't these girls just tell us exactly what they're thinking? But look, you got to cater to what these women actually want. What they're like. You can't change women, right? You can't change the essence of women. Like, most women are just not going to be direct. Most women are more feminine. Most women are a little bit more mysterious and not indirect. That's how women operate. They're covert. They're indirect. They don't want to tell you directly because then they feel kind of like a man. Now that's kind of an issue, like a separate issue. Like, girls can absolutely work on being direct and work on their own kind of wounded parts of themselves. But look, we can only take care of what we can take care of ourselves as men. We can only control what we do as men. And at the end of the day, whatever problems women have on their side, it all starts with the man. It all starts with you leading. Because once you lead, women will follow suit. Women follow the frame that men set for them. Women follow the lead that men as a whole, as a collective whole, set for them. And so that is why I truly fundamentally believe that men need to lead and they need to take shit into their own hands first. Okay? So the reason you need to date and meet as many women as you possibly can is because you need to fundamentally understand female nature. You need to understand how women actually think. You need to understand how women move around this world. They move like cats. You need to understand why she does the things she does. You need to understand female psychology. You need to understand why it is that what it is that causes her to do the things she does. Because I know it can seem very, very almost almost indescribable or unexplicable because you fundamentally don't understand female nature, and this is why you need to date as many women as possible. And if you don't understand female nature, if you don't understand the true essence of feminine women, like feminine energy, you are always going to leave yourself extremely vulnerable, my man. You're going to leave yourself extremely vulnerable to manipulation, to getting hurt. And the reason why is because you don't actually understand why women do what they do. And when you don't understand something, you leave yourself extremely vulnerable because you don't understand where it's coming from. And then you see all these guys get left bruised and confused, lost. Why did my girl leave me? Why did my girl cheat on me with this other guy? Why did my girl, all these things. And it's because you don't fundamentally understand female nature and why they do what they do. Now, I want you to know I'm not a red pill guy, but there are some truths in the red pill narrative. The difference I truly believe in the red pill narrative is that they paint things in a very, very negative light. But there are truths, right? These truths should be taken so that you understand women on a deeper level and end up loving them even more, not hating them. And I want you to understand that this is not what this channel is about. It's not ever about hating women. I love women. I'm a true lover of women. And if you don't actually love women, get the fuck out of this channel. You do not belong here. I want you to understand that. Just stop this video and leave. Like, you do not belong on this channel. Now, I want you to and this is going to sound kind of strange, but I want you to, if you are, in business at all, you should almost look at your dating life as a business, okay? And it kind of makes it a little bit more tangible and less ethereal and less abstract and less mysterious, okay? Try to treat your dating life as a business, at least for a while. And what do you do in a business? What you're doing in a business is you're always getting qualified leads. You're always building your pipeline. You're always feeding the pipeline. You're always nurturing your customers. You're always figuring out how to improve your product. That is you. Your product is you. And you are also learning the skill of marketing and sales. And the skill of marketing and sales is your riz. It's your game. It's your charisma. It's everything that you got going for you. Your marketing is how you get people to know who you are. So essentially, your market is women, hot women, beautiful women, women you actually enjoy and are attracted to. How do you get them to know that you exist? That's approaching, that's game, that's a slew of other things. But try to look at your dating life as a business. And here's the thing about businesses: once you start prospecting and meeting a lot of leads, aka interested women, what you start to see is you start to accumulate data. And when you start to accumulate data, you start to see patterns in the data. Okay? And when you start to recognize these patterns in the data, you start to recognize that women almost always tend to behave exactly the same across all women, right? There's certain things that all women do. There's certain things that all women are attracted to. Now, obviously, women have all their own unique personalities and behaviors and all that thing, but there are certain things fundamentally women are wired to be attracted to in a man. Fundamentally. And you will also see that fundamentally, whether she's a good girl, good church girl, or a kind of more bad girl with a bunch of tattoos and likes to go party all the time, they are all the same in what they are attracted to. They all have the same attraction mechanism. Okay? Casanova took nuns to bed. Casanova took very bad girls to bed. They all are the same because they all have the same nature. We are all humans. And the other side of that, the duality of it, is that females have their own nature and it's all fundamentally the same. And that's what you understand when you start dating a bunch of women and understanding how they act and behave and move in this world, because you start to recognize these patterns. Now, right now, you probably have a very, very romanticized view of women, and that is probably that we're probably not gonna get into it here, but it has a lot to do with just the media we've been exposed to ever since we were kids. But also it has to do that you don't have enough experience. You don't understand because you don't have enough experience with a wide variety of women. And so you have this very, very romanticized view of maybe you're with a girl right now, maybe you're dating one girl steady, and you have this very romanticized view about her because that's all you see. You don't have you don't have anything else to compare it to really. And even if you do, maybe one, two, three, four girls might have dated in the past, it's still not enough. You don't really get to see a common pattern until you date many, many women. Many. Like I'm talking about volume here, okay? And you think that she's super different from all the others. You have this one-itis view of her. You think she's super different. Fundamentals like, oh no, man, this girl's different. This girl's different. But you know what I found? Every time I've thought that about a girl, one, it doesn't lead to the most successful results. It doesn't usually end that great. And two, I've always I've always proved myself wrong. No, they do the exact same things. Even the girls I say that are different. Nah. I just convince my brain, I convince myself and romanticize the idea of her to believe that she is. They all do the same things and they all are attracted to the same things. Now, you think that she's this sort of fairy tale princess that can do no wrong because you don't have enough experience. You have this one itis, but the reality is she's a flawed human being just like you. She shits, poops, burps, and goes through problems just like you, my man. And I think you need to understand this because you have rose colored glasses on you right now, and that is just not the truth of the matter. The reason why you need to date as many women as possible is because women can literally like they have this sixth sense. They can sniff abundance on a man. They can sniff whether a man is desired by women. They can sniff whether you are used to being around women. They can sniff this stuff. They have this intuition that most men just don't have. And they can tell whether a man is really actually desired or attracts other women or not. She can sense when she has a higher perceived value than you, a higher sexual market value, SMV, than you. She can sense these things, and it's from your behavior. Because if you have not had enough experience with a woman, you behave a very, very certain way, and you act as if you've never been around women. You act as if you don't understand women, like that you just don't get it. And women know exactly when they meet a man who just doesn't get it. They do. Now, if she can sense that that she has a higher sexual market value than you, a higher perceived value than you, she will not be attracted to you. And sexual market value is a feeling for her. Sexual market value is something that she feels when she is around you. It has nothing to do with money and status and whatnot, because there are guys who are of high status but act in a very low status manner. I know plenty of them. Guys who have a shit ton of money, good looks, high status, right? But they act like losers. Act like losers. Absolutely. Then I know the opposite side of that. Broke, ugly dudes who have high status behavior, who act like they're fucking God's fucking gift to the world, walk this earth as if they fucking own the place, and women fucking gravitate towards these guys because they're magnetic. They act like a high status man. Okay? This is all about how you act. It's how you behave as a man that signals to a woman that you are a pre-selected man, a woman that that other women want to be around, that desire, that crave, and want to have sex with at the end of the day, that ultimately want to fuck. That is what pre-selection is. Pre-selection is the lazy human's way to verify if something is good or valuable to the world or not. It's that simple. And when she knows other women want you too, you're going to start to see her behave very, very well. Very sweet, very feminine, just the way we love it. Just the way we love it as men. Because women don't value men that they don't have to invest in or work for. Just think about it. Just think about all the simps in her DMs who offer her the world, and she didn't have to do one goddamn thing for these guys. Yeah, she'll take it. She'll take the offerings, but she does not feel anything for these guys. It's the men that she had to put in work for. It's the men that she had to compete for quite a bit amongst other girls for. It's the men that she doesn't quite know whether he is sold on her or not. These are the men she crave. These are the men she is attracted to. These are the men she wants to be in bed with and gives her sexual enthusiasm to. You need to understand this, and you need to understand this now. You're going to start to see that when she knows other women want you too, she's going to start to be ultra feminine, sweet around you. As I said, she's going to give you her sexual energy in bed, the best of her sexual energy. And on top of that, there is nothing that gives you more confidence as a man than to know that other women want you, that women fundamentally desire you. Okay? There is nothing more amazing than having that confidence, that conviction that you have endless options as a man. Now you don't have to engage and exercise all those options, okay? But it's a different type of energy you walk this earth on when you have those options, and you know you do. Now, when you also know when you have a slew of women who desire you, you walk and you act differently on this world, on this earth. You just simply do. You walk like as an abundant man. You act like a pre-selected man. Women, and here's a very, 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 very harsh truth, is that women only want what other women want. If you want to get married in the future, don't you want to know that you married the right one, right? How do you know you married the right one if you don't meet a ton of other women? How? How can you possibly know that? Now, you're probably gonna romanticize it, play this love story in your head, like, no, she was perfect. She's the only one for me. Man, I cannot tell you how many clients I've worked with who thought that same thing and ended up getting divorced, and finding out that she was not the woman that they thought. She was simply not the woman that they thought they were when they married them. Don't you want to know your woman will stay attracted to you because you have great game, if you were to get into a committed relationship, now I have my own views on marriage and whatnot, but if that's for you, don't you want to know that you can keep your woman just craving you, attracted to you, magnetized to you? Wouldn't that make sense? You should view this as you doing a favor for your future wife, so that she appreciates you in the future. Your woman, your future perfect dream girl, should be thanking you for doing all this, for meeting as many women as possible, so they can get it out of your system. One, and then two, for really understand, to really understanding what makes her tick and go wild for you. Okay. And don't you also want to know that you have options just in case things don't work out? Like, be a little realistic here. You got to have a little pessimism, just in case things don't work out. Don't you want to know that you can meet other women, attract them, get them attracted to you, that you have other women lining up to be with you? And you know what's funny? Ironically, having this type of confidence in yourself is the very thing that keeps her around. It's the very thing that keeps her magnetized to you. When she can feel that other women want you, when she can feel that if she doesn't act and behave in a way that is attractive to you, that she could possibly lose you. She has to have a little bit of competition anxiety here. Okay? Women are designed to challenge and test a man's strength. And so, for the sake of your future dream girl, you need to be ready for her. You need to know that you have the emotional stability, the groundedness as a man, the charisma, the skill set, the riz to keep her around and keep her attracted to you. Because look, it's one thing to attract a girl in the beginning and having good times, fun times in bed with her. And it's a completely other thing to keep her around and wanting you for the long haul. Okay? It's a two very completely different skill sets. And you're gonna learn this when you start dating a ton of women. So you need to understand the games and the tests she will play to see if you have a chink in your armor. Because what you're going to see when you start dating women is that they naturally, and a lot of them do this subconsciously. I don't think they actually usually think about this consciously, but they naturally challenge and test you as a man. And when you date a lot of women, you have that breadth of experience. You have that variety of experience where you can see these tests and what they are when they happen to you. And this is why you need to date as many women as you can. Because if you only date one woman at a time, if you focus all your attention on one woman so early, she's going to do these tests on you. She's going to challenge you, and you're going to think that it's just coming out of nowhere. You're going to think that like it's some kind of like mysterious thing that she's only doing to you. But no, these are things that all women do. They all test, and there are different kind of tests. Believe me, we'll keep that for as a topic for a different video. But you need to understand these games and these tests that she is doing to you. Because there is no one girl, and I need you to understand. I know this is going to sound that's going to be very controversial to a lot of you guys, and you're going to disagree with me. There's no one girl. Your one itis is what's ruining your chances with these girls. Okay, the only one is you. The only one is you. You are the star of your own movie, and the sooner that you get that in your head, the better your results in your dating life will be. There's no woman out there that can complete you. I want you to understand this. Because she needs to know that you don't need her, but that you still choose to keep her around because you genuinely love her. She needs to know that. She needs to know that you genuinely love her, not out of lack, but from a place of having your cup already full. Because I need you to understand this, okay? You cannot pour into another person's cup unless your cup is already full. My cup runneth over. My cup runneth over. It's a verse from the Bible. Now, I'm not particularly religious, but I love that quote. My cup runneth over. You can only pour into other people if your cup is already running over. You need to be able to experience and embody a man, embody the energy in life of a man who has true abundance with women in order for her to actually maintain attraction for you. You need to embody true abundance with women, and you cannot embody true abundance with women unless you're used to being around women, unless you have a lot of experience. Okay? You need to understand this. You need to get this in your head, my man. It's the greatest power a man can have is that feeling of abundance with women. Whether she decides to be with you or decides to leave, you know you will always be rock solid. You know you will always be good because you have that skill set and you have that abundance with women. Now, bro to bro, again, go out there and date as many women as you possibly can. Okay? You are just think of it this way. You are doing it for your future wife. You're doing it for your future dream girl. And she should be grateful, absolutely grateful that you got this area of your life figured out before you met her. She should be thanking you for figuring this out and becoming the man that is worthy of having her around for the long haul. Thank you so much. I'm here on a mission to give guys back the power in their dating life, their relationships, their love life. And if you got any value out of this video, then do me a favor and share this with a brother. It might just save his life. You never know. Until next time, I'll see you in the next video.